Another beautiful morning to talk sports right here on Dominion Television. You're welcome to Dominion Sports. We're going to be giving you updates from the local front as Rivers United take on Barao this wonderful evening. Also, let me inform you that the UEFA Champions League night of action is very much active tonight. The second leg game going on tonight. Let me inform you that most of the teams have qualified already. Atletico Madrid already qualified. Ademola Lookman getting an assist in that game. Newcastle qualified. Bayern Leverkusen qualified right then. Also, one team making the name this wonderful morning. Bodo Glimt also getting qualification for the next round of the UEFA Champions League. More actions tonight, and let me inform you, we'll be giving you more highlight goals from the MPFL this wonderful morning. I am Paul Abetoruwanemi, and I have the Knight of Honor, Asad Nuruddin Alimi, joining me in the studio this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, my brother, and how are you feeling?
Good morning, Nigeria. It's nice to be back here again, and you've given us a reel of what happened yesterday, what we're expecting today, and I'm just excited to be here again.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the rescheduled game for Rivers United quickly. And remember, this is a game that they must win if they are still challenging for the title. How do you see this game for Coach Trinity George going into this game against Barao FC?
Since their disqualification from the CAF Confederations Cup, they've not been able to replicate a good form on the home front as well. They've gotten 2 draws over the last few weeks. One against the Imba, and one away from home against Kwara United. Late goal against Kwara United got it for them. They came back from losing from a goal down against Imba United as Imba FC as well, and it wasn't the performance we expected from them. But today, I see them getting the maximum points against Barao FC if they want to maintain their charge, because they just need a couple of wins from their outstanding games to put themselves back to the summit of the MPFL. And I see them getting back to the summit today. They need to get 3 points against Barao FC.
I want to ask you, what needs to work for Barao FC going away from home in this game starting by 4 p.m.? I'm
not shutting them down, but I don't think anything will work in their favor well enough to get maximum points from Rivers United. Against Imba FC during the weekend for Rivers United, there were complaints from the Rivers United players saying the Imba players were wasting time. They fell down a lot of times. It took them a lot of time to get back up from falls. Today, that's going to be a different ball game. Rivers United should be too strong for Barao FC. Barao FC are not that good. They are not that side right now to stop Rivers United. Finidi George and his boys would be too strong for Barao FC, in my own opinion, today.
I want to ask you your predictions for this game. How do you look at the predictions for this game quickly?
Probably 3-1 for Rivers United.
3-1 for Rivers United.
Yes, I think.
All right, and that's the update coming through from the local front between Rivers United and Barao FC. We're going to go on a break to watch some of the highlights games last week from the MPFL. We'll be back to discuss how Shooting Stars will be welcoming back to the Lake on Salami Stadium, and we'll talk about the UEFA Champions League and wrap up the show. Some of the beautiful game right there from the MPFL last week. I'm sure you enjoyed some mouth-watering goals and beautiful entertainment football, from some of the top teams in the MPFL. You're welcome back to Dominion Television. This is Dominion Sport. We're still talking sports on the go. I've been able to give you updates from Rivers United and Bara FC game starting off by 4 p.m. Now, quickly, if you're watching right now, let me inform you that Jola Osho Henry, you have won something on the show courtesy Dominion Sport. Remember, yesterday we said drop your predictions in the comment section, and Jola Osho Henry has won something for himself. He said Atletico Madrid to win, Inter Milan to win, Newcastle to win, Leverkusen to draw. I remember we said you must pick two correctly, and he won Atletico to win. Inter did not win that game, and Newcastle won that game. Bayern Leverkusen drew that game. So congratulations to you, Jola Oshoenri. You have won something on the show this wonderful morning. So come on, you can also be a winner on the show. Why not just go to the comment section and drop your prediction? We have predictions for the day in the UEFA Champions League, and you can be part of the show. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about the homecoming for Shooting Stars as they are set to take action in the Lake Salami Stadium. Is the is the stadium or is the pitch ready to host the rest of the home games for Shooting Stars?
According to the governing body and the officials of Shooting Stars, they've certified the pitch to be ready to host games. Me personally, I still have questions about that, but since the governing body have given them the go-ahead, so there's nothing I can do about that. You just have to follow it. And I'm sure the Shooting Stars fans, I saw jubilations from loads of them on my social media platforms. Yeah. They're celebrating the homecoming for them, and they will play their next the couple of home games there. They see Rivers United, an outstanding game to compete there. That's a good one for the club. Revenue-wise, they get to coffin money from stadium revenue and all, so it's good for them, and good luck to them in their endeavors for the end of the season.
Okay, beautiful. That's the update coming through from the camp of Shooting Stars. Let's talk the UEFA Champions League. Yesterday actions happened, and trust me, we have mouth-watering game and goals yesterday. Let's start off with Atletico Madrid securing qualification, and Ademola Lookman gets in an assist for Salot, and there you have the game ended 4-1, an hat-trick for Salot, and also Cardozo getting a goal against Club Brugge. One of our own, Rafael Oyedika, is out of the competition. Our own Ademola Lookman still in the competition. Yes,
we mentioned that Rafael Oyedika was going to miss the game through suspension, and I think they missed him yesterday because he got one of the goals that drew the game for Club Brugge last week. But Atletico Madrid were too strong for them yesterday. Solot was on fire. That is what you want from your striker, banging in a hat-trick against your opponents. So it was just a high-scoring game. Lookman still on form again. He's enjoying life in Spain, and the fans are getting endeared to him. If you see the way the coach Simeone embraced him towards the end of the game, you will see that the chemistry is going on, and that is what we want to see. We want to see our players perform on the big stage, and good luck to him and congratulations to them with their qualification to the next round.
Beautiful. Let's look at other teams that got qualification. Congratulations, the game ended 7-4 on aggregate, taking Atletico Madrid to the next phase. Let's have other team that made a qualification right there. We have Newcastle also making qualification quickly.
Yes, Newcastle.
Okay, this is the game against Bodo.
Bodo Glimt shocked everyone again. I wasn't very surprised, but I said it yesterday, if they get the first goal in the game, it's going to put their feet firm in the ground. And they showed what happened in their way in Norway was not a fluke. Inter Milan were looking to set a record for after losing the first leg by 2 goals. They needed, if they were to qualify, they needed to overturn that deficit, but they were not able to do it. They got one back late in the game, but it wasn't enough, and the bad history continued for them, and they've not won the Champions League since 2008-09 season. That was the last time an Italian side won the Champions League. So the war is continuing for Italian teams. They are not doing well on the continent right now, and in the league, they still have the chance to proceed. For Inter Milan, they started the competition well. They won about 4 or 5 games
on the bounce.
Then they lost to Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, and in the final game they lost against City. I think the last game they lost the last 4 games. That was what pushed them from the top 8 down into the playoff position. And Bodo Glimt showed their Champions League triumph. This is the first time they are getting to the round of 16 of the Champions League. So good one for them and their fans. Everybody is going to be wary of going to Norway now and good one for them. Congratulations to the
I
team.
think I'm going to give credit, to Bodo Glimt, how they, set up their system home and away. You need to see how they were compact, even when, Auge got the goal. He was so furious with his player. Come on, you need to pass the ball. We need to stay compact as a team. We don't need to make such mistakes, and that's worked out for them.
Work for them, and one thing as well that's working for them is they don't have league going on right now. They're just playing in the Champions League. Their league ended in November last year, so they have ample time to prepare for these games and watch their opponents. So they are going to be a turn in their opponents' flesh next in the next round of games, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in the next round of the Champions League.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing another English team make it to the round of 16. It's Newcastle. The Awian side got the victory, 9-3 on aggregate, and there you have it. Tonali, Joelinton, and Boatman getting a goal right here for Newcastle.
It was a repeat of the first leg. We had goals from everywhere. Newcastle went ahead as early as the 4th minute. Added the second one in the 6th minute. They were pegged back twice. They lost their head, and they went back. They restored their 2-goal lead advantage, and Korabag got another goal again, but it wasn't enough for them. We expected Newcastle to win after winning the first leg 6-1. So they with their opponent. They face either Chelsea or Barcelona in the next round. We are going to get a rundown of that on Friday after the draws. But for Newcastle, it was an expected win for them, and on to the next round for them.
On to the next round for Newcastle. Let's see.
Even though on the home front,
they're not doing great at this point in time.
And their next couple of games is going to be a very tough one. They have United. They have fellow the relegation battle strugglers to contend with. So, but for them on the continent right now, they are doing it. They are enjoying themselves. Eddie Howe and his boys onto the next one for them.
Onto the next one for them. All right, Bayern Leverkusen also picking up qualification for the next round. The game ended goalless, but they were able to do justice in the first leg right there. There you have it. Let's look at the games available for tonight. It's going to be mouth-watering action right there. It's going to be Atlanta against Borussia Dortmund. Let's see if they can turn that game around right there in Italy. Paris Saint-Germain against Monaco. Ansu Fati is back. Can he help his side against the Paris Saint-Germain side? The old ladies of Turin are going to welcome Galatasaray in that game. Remember, Victor Osimhen has spoken highly of the club Juventus. Let's see what can happen tonight. Also, let me inform you, this is a game eyes are going to be on, because we got the update that he's part of the squad. I'm talking about Gianluca Prestiani was able to make the squad, and we are wondering what's going to happen on the pitch tonight. But let's start off with Atalanta taking on Borussia Dortmund. How do you think this team is going to set up tonight, and what's going on with the victory?
I think Dortmund is going on with the victory. Atlanta have not won against German opposition before, and Dortmund have not also lost against Italian opposition in 5 games now. 1-3, drew 2, so it's in their favor after doing the good first leg. And for Atlanta, the last time a team overturned a 2-goal deficit in the playoff of the Champions League was in the 2017-2018 season. So I don't see that happening today for the Dulls. But for Atlanta, they are playing at home. They'll be drawing momentum from coming back against Napoli over the weekend. But Dortmund are not a side I think would lose this night. They should get the maximum victory, or even at least a draw that will push them on to the next round. So Atlanta, for me, are out right now. Dortmund are on to the next round.
Okay, so for you now, it's Dortmund to the next round.
History is not favoring
Atlanta at this point in time.
Dortmund have not lost to Italian opposition in 5 games. That's, like I said, three victories and 2 draws. For Atlanta, they've not defeated a German opposition in a while. So it's all tilting towards Dortmund, and Dortmund will draw courage from Guirassy. They came back to draw the game 2-2 against Leipzig during the weekend, so they are on good form right now. Even though Atlanta also are on a good form at home, they've not lost in 5. But this is the Champions League; it's a different ball game. The Serie A and Champions League, they are 2 different things. And Italian teams have not enjoyed a good run in the Champions League. I mentioned the last time a team won the Champions League from the Italian Serie A was the 2009-2010 season. Inter Milan with Jose Mourinho, and since then Juventus got to the final against Real Madrid and Barcelona. They were defeated. Since then, it's been topsy-turvy for Italian side, and I think they're also going out tonight again. Okay, beautiful. There you have it. So, quick one. You might just want to pick up from the analysis of Sanuruddin Alimi to get your predictions correctly tonight. So, why not go to the comment section? What your predictions? Why not share the 10%? Of your reward with Alimi Nuruddin right here on the go. Now, quick one. Let me inform you that you can also be another winner like Jola Osho Henry and win something on the show. Why not just
just drop your predictions. You know how we do it now. Is win or draw, for your teams, and you must get 2 predictions correctly out of the 4 we have tonight. All right, let's move away from that. Let's talk more action right there in the UEFA Champions League. We have more games to look forward to. And let's look at the game between Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco.
Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco, it looks like a done deal, but you can't say never. PSG came back from 2-0 down against Napoli, against Monaco in the first leg to get 3-2, and over the weekend they got the victory against Metz by resting most of their key players.
Yeah, and Monaco also getting a victory.
A comeback against Arsenal. They helped PSG go back to the summit of the Ligue 1, but this is the Champions League now, and PSG have qualified for the past. In the last 18 times they got to the knockout phases.
And they're defending champions.
They're defending champions. Out of the last 18 times they've been in knockout phases, they've qualified in the 17 times. And after winning the first leg as well, they have a higher advantage over Monaco. Monaco this night they will come out with they have Ansu Fati, Paul Pogba is there. They have other players that can do the goods for them. But PSG tonight will be too, in my own opinion, would be too strong because they rested most of their key players, Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. A lot of them were rested and they were still able to get the victory against FC Metz to push them back to the top of the league. So for Paris Saint-Germain this night, coming from the advantage on the first leg, I think PSG would go through at the end of the day.
All right, so PSG is going through at the end of the day. What do you think about that? But for me, I think it's going to be Monaco have it all to do tonight. They were really complacent in the first leg. They lost it defensively. But let's see what the likes of Ansu Fati, Simon Adingra. Let me inform you that Paul Pogba is not going to be in the squad because of injury. He has been left out of the UEFA Champions League squad right there. But they have other players who can do the trick for them and also maybe get a victory for Monaco. It's going to be a big battle in France. I'm sure that's one game you're going to look forward to tonight. Let's talk about quickly.
To add to that, Monaco have not won in 10 times. They've won just one on PSG soil. So it's not looking good for me. It's not looking good for Monaco. And
it's all about history tonight. It's history. He has said Atlanta also are not favorable against German opposition. Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco has not done victory on home soil with Paris Saint-Germain, the Parc the Princess. And also it's going to be a battle between the old ladies of Turin against the Galatasaray, the Warriors. What's happening tonight in this game quickly?
In this game tonight, I think Galatasaray would go through, judging by
the first leg.
Judging by the first leg, only 4 teams have qualified by overturning a 3-goal deficit from the first leg. But Juventus, they've lost 4 in their last 5 competitive games. That is not a good one. They lost over the weekend against against Como. They lost the first leg to Galatasaray 5-2. They lost I think they drew 2-2 in the last. But in the last 5 games, like I mentioned, they've lost 4 games. That is not a good one for Luciano Spalletti and his boys. For Galatasaray, they lost over the weekend, but
yes, they did.
And that has created trouble for them in the Turkish Super League too. But that aside, in Champions League tonight, they have a 3-goal advantage. Osimhen is going to be out, but I think they still have the players enough. Noah Lang, they have loads of players that can do the goods for them. And Juventus are not in the form of their life right now. Luciano Spalletti is not getting it right. I don't know what has to go, what they have to change to get things. Maybe it's going to be there at the end of the season. That's a big question right now because of the performances of the team. But Galatasaray should go through, in my own opinion. Okay,
beautiful. Let's talk about the game tonight. Madrid against Benfica. Jose Mourinho is back right there in Spain. Let's talk about this game tonight. How do you think Habilo is going to set up his side against Benfica? Remember, it's just 1 goal. So it's going to be entertaining for us to focus onto that quickly.
Yes, it's going to be a very big game. Mourinho is back in Spain, in Bernabeu. He enjoyed victory with them, and I would like to see the way he's received by the Spanish fans in the capital today. But judging by going into the game, Benfica don't enjoy traveling to Spain. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, and the last time they beat a Spanish opposition was the 4-2 victory against Real Madrid in the last game of the Champions League this season. So history is not on the side of Benfica, but for Madrid, they are not the strongest side right now.
Defensively also.
Defensively, they have loads of problems. Alexander Arnold, they are complaining about his tracking back and leaving opposition players to go behind. That is a position to look forward to this night. But for them up front, we know they have quality players. They have Vinicius, they have Mbappe, they have Brahim Diaz. They have loads of players that can do the goods for them. And in the midfield as well, they have strong players that can affect the game and turn the game in their side. the Argentina guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to murder his name. So
Cristiani?
No, Mastantuano.
Okay, Mastantuano.
For Real Madrid.
Yes, Mastantuano.
There's been complaints about his absence in the game from some section of the fans from Real Madrid. Is he going to be in the game tonight? That's a question for Abelard to answer. But tonight, I think Madrid would be too strong for Benfica. But it's football. Benfica showed the world what they can do.
Yeah, to get to this stage.
To get to this stage of this competition. But Real Madrid owed the advantage from the first leg 1-0, and in front of their fans, I think they should be able to get maximum points or maximum victory today against Benfica.
So let me ask you your predictions quickly. Atlanta, Borussia Dortmund.
You see, for a team to qualify,
for a team to qualify,
Dortmund will go through. PSG, the defending champions, will go through.
Okay.
Juventus, Galatasaray, I think should do enough to get over to the next round, and for Real Madrid should go to at the end of the day.
Okay, beautiful, amazing. That's how we wrap it up on the show this wonderful morning. But let me inform you that you come a part of what we are giving out on the show this morning. Like I said, General Henry, I also won on the show yesterday. You can be part of that. Why not just drop your predictions? Is it a win or draw? You must get out of the 4, you must get 2 correctly and stand a chance to win something on the show. I want to say a big thank you, to my producer. I want to say a big thank you to the crew and also everyone behind the scene making sure this remains global. That's how I wrap it on the show today. I say a big thank you to you. Stay blessed. Enjoy the rest of the highlights from the MPFL match day 27. Stay blessed and bye for now.